Legend of the Sea Doggies, baby.
Doggies.
The doggies.
Ruff. Sea Devils.
That's right. Today's a bit of a hot take kind of thing, right? We're fresh off the cuff of watching Legend of the Sea Devils.
It was Easter. Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter.
Easter Monday now.
It is.
So you lucky devils in the UK got this on Easter.
You lucky Sea Devils.
Don't you kind of miss that? Like, you know, when we were in the UK for like a Christmas app, it was fun to watch it on the actual day, wasn't it?
It's nice to watch a special episode on the day.
On the actual day.
Like watching a new Christmas specials on Boxing Day still kind of works because you're still having the Christmas celebrations.
Yeah.
But when you're watching like the New Year special on the 2nd of January, it's kind of like
it kind of takes away from it, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, there was no references to Easter. Not that I think there would be.
I wish there was.
I didn't think there was going to be. Well, it wasn't. Was it even planned to really be?
I feel like
in this slot for Easter.
I don't know. I hear a lot of people talking about it, and they're like, "Yeah, this was meant to be Jodie's last one," and then they added the centenary, and I'm like, "Yeah, I feel like it's more likely that the centenary was going to be this episode, like whatever the storyline of the centenary was going to be this episode." But then they pushed that back and made this episode, right? Like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like...
Weird.
Yeah.
This is weird times, man.
It is weird times. Like, weird understandably times. Weird. Like, it's such a another COVID-ridden episode, you can kind of tell.
Fuck me, yeah, definitely.
So minimal cast, so little location work.
Yeah, I could really tell, I think, the problems... I don't know. I didn't really notice it with Flux, and I guess you could say Eve. I think Eve did it. I think Eve handled it really well.
Yeah, because it's not a bottle episode, but it's kind of, you know, it's all in one location, minimal characters.
Yeah, you didn't really notice it.
Yeah, they did it really well, I think.
This episode for me stood out with like a sore thumb.
Okay, well, okay, let's start from top. All right. So today, Legends of the Sea Devils, this is the special that came out like yesterday or today or 2 days, whenever the fuck you're listening to this / watching it.
Yep.
It is the second episode of the 2022 specials. Was written by Ella Road and Chris Chibnall and directed by Halu Wang, something like that, kind of pronounced slightly different. Follows on from Eve of the Daleks, brings back the Sea Devils. We got pirates. Yep. We got a swashbuckling adventure. All what you'd expect to be a fun, jolly episode.
Easter special.
It's an Easter special. It is an Easter special. Did it feel like a special for you?
No.
No. Yeah, I agree. It just feels like
a normal episode
feels
that
like
you'd see in like maybe halfway through a season.
Yeah, like almost like if Flux wasn't going to be Flux, like, you know, we know that it was meant to just be a normal series now. There's been all sorts of interviews that have come out quite recently with Chibnall, and apparently Flux was just meant to be a normal 10 episode series.
Yeah.
But got fucked by COVID, and so it's like it feels like maybe this episode was one of the storylines that was just going to be a random.
Going to be in it. It really fit. It really did feel like that.
Yeah, which I don't hate, but it's just like it'd be nice. You know, you compare this to the Waters of Mars.
I know. Oh my god. It's such I always just had a feeling about this episode, and the last trailer really convinced me that maybe I was wrong, but I always just had a feeling this episode just felt like it was just sticking out like a sore thumb. I'd been saying that for a while now, and unfortunately it really did confirm my hypothesis a little bit, because it really did just
Scientist
feel
Connor.
like it just this is the second last episode. This is meant to be something. I just felt like it was nothing, though.
I don't hate that it doesn't set up the centenary much, because it's like, I don't know. I feel like Chibnall's Arrow was never supposed to be this big connecting thing. Like, you watch Series 11 and it's all standalone episodes and stuff. And then Series 12, you know, it connects things a bit more. You know, this point gets made a bit redundant by Flux, where everything is connected, but we know that it wasn't necessarily the plan to do that. Chib's Era isn't one for massive emotional moments. And so, I don't know. I didn't really expect a big reveal. I was like, oh, it's just going to wrap up and we're going to go into the
I guess I just expected a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since it's like meant to be, you know, an Easter special. We're not getting an episode for 6 months. It's meant to be something that keeps you going for that long. you're meant to finish it and go, that was really great. And it sucks we have to wait 6 months, but at least we got that.
Yeah.
At least that was something to really chew on and like want to rewatch. I have no desire to rewatch this for probably many years.
Yeah.
There's no scenes I can maybe count 1 or 2 scenes that I think maybe were really good and I would want to rewatch. And call me a sucker, but I like character moments, and they're all every I feel like every scene I've ever liked from Chibnall Zero is always these rare character moments that we were just so used to getting normally in Doctor Who, but now they're so far from in between. Everyone keeps saying the best part of it was just the next time trailer, and I hate that I was looking forward to what was coming next more than this episode.
Yeah.
I wanted to go and actually enjoy it.
I literally knew, like, I woke up this morning, and after the New Year's special, on the 2nd of January, I woke up in the morning, I checked Twitter, and I saw the Sea Devils were back, and I was like, oh, that kind of ruins the surprise of the next time trailer. So I was like, I'm not doing that today, because I guarantee you the episode isn't what's going to hype me up. It's going to be the next time trailer.
It sucks that you're always looking to the future, but I feel you're probably the exact same. I definitely did go into the episode really like not expecting much, but you know, I really wanted it to succeed. I really did.
Yeah. No, well, of course, we always want Who to succeed, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting huge things. But I think by the sounds of it, I liked it a little bit more than you did.
Okay.
Let's get into the intro. Okay. We are the 50% Doctor Who podcast, baby.
50% podcast.
So, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. Have a chat with us over there. We like to talk about Doctor Who all the frickin' time. And you can watch bonus videos as well as the video of the podcast over on the 50% Doctor Who podcast YouTube channel, if that's the sort of thing that you need. I don't know. Any other topics you want to talk about before we talk about the Sea Devils today?
Not really. I mean, everyone's fucking theory about us knowing who the Doctor is now gone out the window.
That being said, did you see the BBC News press release for the centenary?
No.
So the next time trailer was in it, and then they did like a little press release, just a thing saying like, yeah, this is happening, Ace and that are back and whatever.
Yeah.
Says the 14th Doctor is to be revealed in the coming weeks.
Oh, did it say that? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, coming weeks.
So a bit scandalous, bit crazy.
Well, I think we only found out about Jodie near Peter's last. It was like kind of near the end of season 10, I think.
Yeah.
I think we didn't know when season 10 started who the next Doctor would be. So
yeah, I don't quite remember.
So it's quite normal fashion, I think. But yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that trailer after the episode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, that's all people really want to talk about. But it's like, hey, an episode just happened.
As soon as I finished the episode, I was trying to just gauge Twitter's feeling on the episode. It took me so long because everyone's just talking about the coming soon trailer, which is fair enough. And like all the big dogs that were talking about it, all the big Who people in the Twitter sphere, all were just raving about the next time trailer, and then we're all like, oh, by the way, what did you think of Legends of the Sea Devil?
I know, I feel like, no one's really talking about it. But yeah, the grasp I got was that people were just disappointed, I think.
Yeah, I was looking at polls, and most polls seem to be around like the 5 to 7 out of 10
fair enough.
kind of mark. And I read up on some reviews as well online, and they were all sort of 3 out of 5 stars and that kind of thing. Yeah,
that's kind of what I saw. I think that people are just getting a bit over it now. I'm certainly over it. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, if I didn't know that Russell was coming back, or if I didn't know what the future of Doctor Who would be, I feel like the show would be in like a really bad dark place. Because I've never seen. I remember just watching it this morning and just being like, I'm not even like angry anymore. I'm just more upset. I'm
Yeah,
like, this is
just
I don't
sad.
know if you can tell my mood today.
You do seem off. I'm trying to lift you up.
I'm
Raise
sorry.
you up,
baby.
baby.
I'm just like I
Raise
don't
me
up
up.
so high above the mountain. I'm just upset that this is what's happening.
I'm upset.
I'm upset. Okay.
Yeah,
I will
okay.
jazz myself up a bit, but
Yeah.
I'm not even angry anymore. Like I just can't. I don't know how many times I can come in here and be like, I want to be in this show's corner. I want to give Chris a chance. I mean, this was co-written, for fuck's sake. Where's what? Who is this person?
Yeah.
Who is it? Do you know?
Ella Road, I think, from memory.
Who
Ella-
on God's green earth is that?
I think she's a playwright mainly. Yeah, she's a playwright.
This isn't like Wars of Mars, where like it was co-written by like Phil Ford, where you felt like it was just utilized so well, and it was a big episode that needed 2 writers. Why the hell was this everyone kept saying like, oh, it's co-written, it's gonna be big, it needed 2 writers.
Yeah.
Did
I
it
don't
need
know.
2 writers? I don't know. Fucking think so.
It's maybe
just
like one of those
ridiculous.
things that Ella Road was going to write it when it was just an episode in the original
that makes
run,
more
maybe.
sense,
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but I don't know. That's just theorizing dumb things. Yeah, I don't know how much there really is to talk about it plot wise. But what I will say, because I've not really said what I've thought on the episode, is that I enjoyed it. It's not my favorite. I'm not gonna rewatch it to hell and back. You know, like that's a weird. I don't think that's a saying. I made up a new saying.
All the way to hell and back.
All the way to hell and back, baby. Yeah, but I had fun with it as like a one-time watch, and you know, down the line maybe again.
On your Flux rewatch.
On my Flux rewatch, that's right. I enjoyed the Sea Devils in it. I thought they were quite cool, and I think there was lots of. I really liked the Sea Devil like layer. I thought that design was awesome, and when at the start when they're on the ship, on the Sea Devil ship, and it's got all like the army of Sea Devils out there, and it's all dark and moody. I like that. Not so much Madam Ching? Madam Ching's ship was a bit like. It was nice, and I think the actual color design of the episode, it had a palette, which is rare, and it's also one of the first Chibnall's episodes to be in color in a way. Like it's a really colorful episode, which is for me a very nice change of pace, because Chibnall's era has been quite murky and green, and I thought most of the VFX work was, I say most, was relatively good. Mainly the green screens. I thought. They actually did a good job. It wasn't like the start of Flux when it was very apparently all green screen focus and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that stuff looked all right. But then you have amazing shots, like when the Sea Devil jumped onto the ship. Which is...
Boing!
Dude, I don't know who the fuck thought that was a good idea.
Oh my goodness. I know there's so much stuff like that. I feel like... You're right, by the way. I think it had a really nice color palette and all that. You know, when I watched the trailer, I was like, there's so many beautiful shots in here. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to look like a really nice episode. But I feel like, I don't know, it's some of the weirdest editing I've ever seen in a Doctor Who episode in a while. It was just so, especially the opening scene. It was some really weird cuts and edits.
Yeah, that was.
I could see, I hate to be negative. I can just see
God. All right,
editing
Nancy.
just being shit. And I think there was a good cut of this episode, and I just don't think we saw it.
Like a bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost needed more time to flesh out all them side characters, because I didn't really like Madam Ching that much. I don't
give
really
a fuck about any of these
understand her
characters,
character or what she stood for or anything. Like, she's kind of like a bad guy, and then she's kind of not, and she's kind of being all fun,
and I'm bad, and I'm good. That's
and I
such
felt
a classic
like
Chibnall villain.
When she was like, she had Dan and Dan's mate, Ji-hun, I think his name was. When she had them hung upside down, I thought she was like, in a bad way, chewing up the scenery. Like, she was having, it was becoming way too camp when she was like going up to them, and she's like, oh, and I could kill you right now, whatever she was saying. That was a bit I did like Arthur Lee, if that is the character's name. If that's the right one. I like the little helper guy. I felt like maybe a couple more scenes of him with more of a beat to them could have could have helped, but I thought it was an alright present, an alright sidekick for Dan, kind of.
That was fun. Do you just feel like? I mean, I wish that Russell got to write for John Bishop. I would love to have seen Dan's character, because I love.
He had
Dan's
some good lines
character.
in this. He did.
He did have some good lines in it, and I think he's great. If it didn't have that little bit at the end with Die, which I thought was unnecessary but nice.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, I think. Yeah.
Nice, but it felt like Chidden was like, I haven't really done much with Dan last episode. who could I get him to call? Oh, Die.
Yeah,
and it
Die.
was nice to see her again. And I think
it's
nice they got the actress to come out to do a scene. It wasn't just like audio. Took effort. I appreciate it. Okay. But it felt like they kind of just had to have a bit of a scene at the end that kind of like wrapped up their stories a little bit before the final.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the point? Because I'm like, I really like this character. I felt like he had actually a really good arc in Flux. And now it kind of like falls into maybe like the Amy and Rory story where like they've wrapped up the whole thing with that, like maybe is it the Doctor that she loves? Is it Rory that she loves? And they kind of wrapped it all up, and they kind of just like, they're there now until they go.
finish it. Yeah.
And I feel like now that, you know, yes, there's a little bit of this like balancing thing with the Doctor, this balancing act, which I think actually was my favorite part of the episode, funnily enough.
Yaz was good this episode, hey.
The Doctor, maybe I'm just getting used to her shit dialogue, but I actually found her one-liners and zingers hilariously fucking stupid, and I was just there for it.
And I think that's kind of the point sometimes with a lot of her lines.
They were just dumb zingers, but there were some funny jokes. I actually thought she was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode.
Yeah. The Doctor.
Yeah,
cool. That's good. That's a
I
good thing to have in Doctor Who.
I actually did like what she was doing.
Yep.
But it's because she was just being funny and stupid in an episode where, quite frankly, I was just very disappointed. It lacked all emotion. I didn't care. I felt like the Sea Devils were so badly utilized. The design looked amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, why go this far and then do a rush story? I mean, we spoke about last episode about how it's going to be shorter, and I got no problem with that. But I'm like, hang on a minute, if you could have gotten an hour slot, maybe you couldn't, I don't know. But if you maybe, or like from my theory, it was so choppily edited, I feel like there was more storyline. I would rather longer scenes where you're going to flesh out characters, and then I would actually care more. It didn't feel coherent, and that was my problem with it. I didn't have any emotion for it. I mean, they put out this massive thing about how it's going to be an emotional episode. The only thing that was emotional about it was that scene, which again I thought was really lovely, was when Jodie was saying to Yaz, you know, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah. That is, there's some good emotional shit in there. Sorry if you can hear, some stuff, some construction.
They're on that Easter Monday double pay right now.
That Easter Monday grind.
They're on that time and a half pay right now.
Yeah. Sorry about that. There's, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't have a lot to say about this episode.
And that's the worst part. You don't really have much to say about it.
You're probably right. But like, I enjoyed it. Like,
that's good though. I'm glad you did.
Thrive. Like, I wasn't fucking like loving it.
You didn't punch the air.
Yeah, I was just kind of like,
yes, let's go.
It was like, it was alright. But yeah, the side characters are just so hollow. And yeah, you're probably right about the Sea Devils. I think I just really like the design and the aesthetic of the ships and stuff. I thought it was really cool.
The design was great.
Yeah.
But and this is my problem with what Chris does. I feel like he brings back the Sea Devils, he brings back Jack, he's bringing back Ace and whatever the fuck her name is.
I was going to mention exactly what you were going to say.
They're not used well. They're just there. Yeah. They're just there. And I'm telling you right now, everyone is excited to see Ace and stuff. And believe me, I simp Ace. I'm excited to see her too, especially after watching Survival and all that. Feels kind of fitting. I'm telling you right now, I really don't think they're going to be used well, because I just don't think the guy has the right intentions of bringing back these. It wasn't brought back for the story. It was just brought back to just chuck on the poster. I swear.
Here's the thing that I was thinking is that so when Jack came back, that was like hype.
Jack's back.
You missed me, right? Nope. because you were
You did at the time.
Yeah, I did at the time. But that was great when he came back because it wasn't advertised and it just sort of happened. Even though it was only like he does fuck all in the episode. So now like you rewatch the episode and it's kind of a bit dull because he does fuck all and then he does fuck all when he comes back the second time. But they get away with it in the first episode on that first viewing because it was so great to see him back. And then they bring back Kate, who does fuck all in Flux.
Kate again, yeah.
Kate Stewart, but. That was one of those things where they advertised that she was back. So there was hype, and then she does nothing. Whereas if it was just like she was back and she has a few small scenes, it's like, you can get away with it because it's kind of fun. But if you start to advertise that Ace and Tegan are back in the Centenary and they're not really utilized in it, it's kind of going to be like...
You get people's hopes up for nothing.
Yeah.
And we got 6 months of hype this episode, by the way, where people are going to be speculating... and discussing how they're going to be used. We're going to see more set pictures. We're going to get another trailer, and people are going to speculate what's going to happen.
Get a name?
We didn't actually get a name.
Yeah,
because they said Legend of Sea Devils after Eve, didn't they?
Yeah. It kind of pisses me off that they didn't give us a name. Like,
well,
what's it gonna do? Like, just it'd be nice to have something to refer to this episode as. It can't be a big spoiler because they're gonna tell us before the episode comes out, anyways. Like, why are you holding that so close to your chest?
I guess one of the only reasons I can think of is that we do have 6 months and they might just try and milk every little bit of
but they don't. I guarantee you we will find out about a month to 6 weeks before we'll find out the name.
Mate,
and then 2 weeks before we'll get a trailer.
I agree with you. I think it's... I was talking about it with Dan the other day. Like, I just feel like the BBC didn't know... I was going to say don't know. They still have one episode left of his era. They've never really known how to market Chibnall's era because... Here's a guy who's using, the Sea Devils in like the title and the trailers and the posters and all that and all the marketing, and I feel like the BBC don't really know what to do with it because they've seen the episode. They know fans are going to be upset with it, so I feel like that's why we for a while didn't get the trailer. Maybe for a while we didn't get the poster. We didn't really get much information about it because I don't know. I feel like they just knew we weren't going to be happy.
I don't think it's that. I think for me it's the marketing of today's just culture, like stream culture, is you have episodes that come out. You get Stranger Things, right? And they usually start marketing shows like that. Like, actually, Stranger Things is a bad example because they have good marketing and they've been marketing it the whole way through. Yeah. But a lot of shows that probably aren't on the same caliber of Stranger Things in terms of how big they are these days, like they do just sort of start to ramp up the marketing like a month before. But with cult classics like what Stranger Things has become, you kind of want a bit more juiced out throughout. Like Stranger Things, they released their first trailer, like, it was like a one-shot teaser, like 4 or 5 months ago. And then, the series doesn't actually come out for another month. And then they released a first proper trailer like 2 months ago. And now they've done like the second big trailer like last week or something. Which is, they're slowly cracking through stuff. And like, but I don't know. I feel like these cult shows, you need more, but the BBC's marketing tactic has been following what the smaller shows do, which is just market from like a few weeks before. I'm going to go check out and make sure that's not my dad making all that construction noise.
That construction noise?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because I can hear it come from there.
I'll test the water. I'll have a look.
You can check, though. Aiden's about to go fucking kill this guy.
Yeah, it's just the bloke across the road.
Aiden just hurled abuse at him.
I remember one time, so it's sort of like my house, right? I live on like a big hill, so there's like a big drop off my garden, like literally like it drops off. There's a fence, obviously, but it's like a cliff that goes down to like the next road with the next layer of houses before it cliffs off to another layer of houses. And I make it sound like I live in a fucking castle or something.
Maybe you do. The castle classic, on the hill,
like Scooby-Doo castle at the top of
a massive
thing.
Like dropping into a lake.
Yeah, so I shot the first like short film I did at by uni. We shot a scene in here in this office, which doubled as a hospital. Wow, clinical, all the white walls, and basically.
No, I meant the poster.
Oh, it actually is that one there, yeah. And it's not a very good short, but we were shooting, and there was this crying baby, literally at the house that's making the noise right now. There was this crying baby, and we were gonna like try and ask it to shut up. And there's this guy, you can see there, who was playing a demonic creature in a suit with a red tie, like gel back, black hair and stuff. And he was like, "Don't worry, guys." And he just like silently walks out of the set and goes to the edge of that cliff, looking down at that house. There's like this crying baby and a mum, and he literally just fucking stares at them. And they like look up at him, and they go inside the house.
Jesus.
It was so funny. And no more crying baby.
Yeah. So you sorted it out.
Well, like, yeah, I went and stared through the
stare at
bushes
him?
there. I was like, trying
Well,
to
the
look
house
through
kind
now.
of stopped.
It has. I don't think he saw me. I don't have those
You
claws.
got to throw some stones at the guy, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Throw some.
We're filming the hit podcast 50%.
Oh my god! Haven't you heard of us? Jeez.
No, what? Yeah. Someone commented exactly what you said the other day about what you said about the whole kind of like Netflix marketing or streaming service marketing, and I agree. It's fun to ponder though. Oh, well, you gotta laugh at the madness. But
Yeah.
look, I was excited for this episode, man. I did this whole fucking thing with Dan on the other day. We filmed this video. It was nearly an hour long, mostly talking about it and speculating and stuff and having fun, because I did think that it was going to be something different to what we got. And now I look back at that man on Thursday night, and I just wished I could
You
go back
fool.
in time. Like, you idiot.
You fool.
How dare you? Like,
Yeah.
I was just so excited for it. I'm hyped. I feel like I'm like a kid. I'm giddy. Like yesterday, I'm giddy for the episode. I'm like, I gotta wake up tomorrow and watch my favorite TV show. But I watched the pre-title sequence, and I'm like, oh boy. I just knew I was in for a bad time.
Yeah, you're right about the editing. Like, the more I think about it, like the
So-
sword, like them shots, just maybe they probably couldn't show the sword slicing. That's the problem. That being said, and it's probably the last thing I kind of have to say about the episode, is the I got two more things to say about the episode, but the sword fight at the end, I actually really liked on the ship.
Dan just murders 6.
Oh, not that
seagulls.
one. No, we don't talk about that. That was dumb. But like the sword fight on the top of the ship, on the decks of the ship, where it's like Yaz and Dan versus the Sea Devil and the Doctor versus another Sea Devil. I thought that was fun, and I could tell that John Bishop was having a good time with it. And it felt like, I don't know, it didn't feel like really choreographed like the Curse of the Black Spot one was. It felt like a
More raw fight.
I don't know if raw is the the right word, but it didn't feel like an easy fight. You know, it felt like they had to fight for it,
Okay.
which I enjoyed, and it also looked really nice. And John just having fun.
Oh
I
god,
just love seeing him
I'm
have
gonna
fun.
miss John Bishop. He really do be a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, when he's like, you must be like 70, and he was like, I'm 40.
I'm 42. Yeah.
No, he like stumbles like he's actually closer to 50, but he's like 42.
Funny.
It's
had
funny,
good
and then he's
lines.
just like, "Don't worry, let me do the talking," and then cut to them hanging upside down.
That's good. The
funny.
fact they fucking
Swam. That was my next point.
It's ridiculous. It's so dumb. I thought it was a joke.
Dude, there's so much shit like that. They swam to the ship when the Doctor and Yaz swing to the ship,
Yeah.
but the ship is so far away.
Something
What did
they
they
can
swing
swing.
from? I don't know.
And there's a point where they're on Mad and Ching's ship. And
Yeah.
they're like, we need to get onto the other one, and it just cuts to Jodie walking into their lair, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did you get
It's
from
got
there?
a wide shot where she goes, Geronimo, but you don't see
I
them.
hit Geronimo twice.
And-
What the fuck? Yeah.
And you don't see how they jump from one ship to the. I guess they did the Sea Devil jump. The
Boing. How did they get there? Like, literally, this is what I mean by like editing and just script wise. Like, characters just jump and hop to one. I feel like I'm watching the last
like-
season of Game of Thrones. Characters
know,
just hop in everywhere, and we're just supposed to believe they just got there with no issues.
You probably know this, but the last time I watched Phantom Menace was about 2.5 years ago. The
I love that movie.
1999 Star Wars film, 97.
I think it's 1999. Yeah.
Yeah, and the opening scene, I never noticed that they dart. They literally do like speed dash. They go Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What, when the ship blows up, when they like get in the
So the opening,
opening
scene,
scene, like
the
there's that
droids come to them.
assassination. There's assassination attempts for Natalie Portman's character.
No. So the scene where they're in that.
Oh,
The droids come down the corridor
with
and
Qui-Gon
then
Jinn and Obi. Sorry, yeah.
they
yeah.
like zoom
Yeah.
off out the shot. I never realized that happened, and then like we were watching it. I was doing a drinks game with my friends watching it, And they're like, "You ready for the zoom bit?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And they're like, "Oh, you're never gonna unsee this." And I cannot believe I never noticed that they literally speed dash out of the ship.
Yeah.
Like, and it never happens again.
Yeah.
It's the same shit with the Sea Devil just going.
Doing. They get a speed run. They speed run it.
Yeah,
the force
I wish
run.
they should have just done it with the Doctor as well, going from ship to
Well,
ship.
something
That'd be
like that
fun.
happened. Obviously,
Obviously.
it's just. I'm just. If I gotta spell it out for y'all, I'm disappointed. Like,
can tell.
I really am. I'm sorry. I really think it could have been a good emotional story. It felt like a fucking first draft. There's so many scenes where the Doctor is pointlessly using the sonic screwdriver. We hear everything characters are gonna do. They spell it out. Literally, there's a scene where like they're looking up at the stars and the stars move, and the character's like, "The stars, they moved," and Dan's like, "I know," and I'm like, "Bro, can you not just?" Everyone saw the stars move. Jodie's Doctor is just like, "We need to do this, we need to do that. We're going here, we're doing that.
And I'm going to do this.
And I'm going to do this.
And you're going to do that.
I just did that.
And I did this.
And I need that."
There.
And then Yas is like, "What? We're doing this and that and that?" Like, literally, the ocean floor
Oh, dude, that was the worst.
dispatches.
That
And
was
Yas is
the
like,
worst.
how are we not falling down? And why didn't the water move?
And
These are questions you're asking yourself. Like, why the fuck do we need Yas to say it out loud?
I love that the Doctor kind of quite naturally, because she was sonicking on the floor, right? And then the floor caved in. And then like the Doctor's like, "Yaz, the floor's gone." And then Yaz is like, "Oh shit!" And
It's
like
just
jumps
I
down
haven't-
as well.
I haven't seen this massive hole under me. Man.
Yeah, look, it's not great, is
That
it?
was- it looked
You've
pretty,
taught me
though.
around that it's actually not as good as I
No,
think.
characters
yeah.
are just saying what they're going to do. They just... I don't like the way the Doctor's like, "I told Dan not to leave, so he's gone, and he might die, but fuck
Oh,
him."
that whole bit was weird, wasn't it? Yeah.
Chibnall loves to split characters up. He never likes them to be together.
I don't have a problem with that.
Neither
but
do
it's
I, but
just-
it's every episode.
Yeah.
It's every episode.
Yeah, okay. All right. You know
I
what was-
don't mind it,
you know what was dog
but
shit?
it's every episode.
The net. I don't even
Oh
know why
my
they did
God!
it. There was no
The
point.
net!
Like, I know there's the whole thing of like, how did they get the net? Why'd they set that up?
Yes,
But,
how
like,
did they get in there?
the
How did
fact
they set it up?
It served no purpose because the Sea Devil instantly just sliced out of it. There was no reason to even have that sequence happen.
And the fact that Dan and Yas just instantly know to be like, "All right, now."
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's...
What was the whole ear thing? You know,
That was like
Madeleine
one of
Chang had
one of her kids or one of her crew
Right,
members.
because
yeah.
I thought it was Jodie's because it had all. I thought it was Jodie's. I thought, you know, it had all the rings in it.
Yeah, I had pirate, yeah.
I thought maybe it's a.
I was at Van Gogh. You looking for Van Gogh?
No, I guess I kind of thought it might have been something like, you know, they got the TARDIS piece out the crack. I thought maybe it had fallen through time and Jodie had been like, hey, I wouldn't put it past.
Matt reaches through the
Yeah,
crack and just pulls out his arm. Or
yeah, Jodie's ear from the future. Okay, I thought that was okay.
No.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I mean. There is stuff like that terribly edited and paced and written pre-title sequence mixed with. So when they landed on the beach and like Dan comes out in the costume, I thought, okay, we could still have fun here. But then like, you're right, it cuts back to them catching it in the net. Dan swimming, they just leave Dan.
Here's a question.
So dumb.
So you know how the Sea Devil gets frozen as a statue at the start, right?
Yeah.
So what's the small human that it's holding?
I don't know.
And what happened to that small human? Because surely when the Sea Devil unfroze, small human also unfroze.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. I don't know who made it, but I guess it's just like, yeah, I don't know. There's always stuff like that. I didn't know. I never knew the Sea Devil. I always thought the Sea Devils were like, had good intentions, but I didn't know they were that evil.
Because Josh Snares calls them sea friends. Is
Maybe.
that right?
I actually haven't watched the other episodes, so
Neither have I.
I'm just spitballing here. But they literally had the same like origins as like the Silurians, which
I think that-
Chibnall has written for.
I think they're like
Before.
a similar race. I'm pretty sure
Maybe they
the
were
Fifth
just in the
Doctor
sea
story is
and they're on the land.
Silurians versus Sea Devils, I think.
Okay.
The Fifth Doctor story is Warriors of the Deep, I think. Is Sea Devils versus Silurians. So I think it's part of the backstory, I think. Yeah, the only other thing I have to say is the romance stuff was yeah, it was fine. It was nice to have, and it was nice to have some character beats in there, but it always just I just don't always believe it.
Look at Aiden's just like, fuck this shit. I'm just like, Yeah, I know. I don't
And then-
believe it either. It feels so.
And I'd love to. It's
Shoved
like
in.
Fantastic Beasts, all the Fantastic Beasts films. Have you seen any of them?
I think the first one.
Okay, well you're really not going to know anything about what I'm talking about then.
Oh, I followed it. Oh no, it's like you're talking
Well,
about.
you know how it's like Grindelwald versus Dumbledore is like the main story, but the whole thing relies on you believing that they do love each other, and there's none of that. You don't get a single ounce of it.
Doesn't help when they change the actor 3 times.
Yeah, to be honest, Mads is, if I'm Dumbledore, I'm gonna fuck Mads Mikkelsen over Johnny Depp looking like he does in.
I'm more of a Colin Farrell kind of guy, I reckon.
Yeah,
but
but
he was the best Grindelwald by far.
Yeah, no, I think Mads is my favorite. I think.
Oh, to be fair, I haven't seen the third one, and neither will I. I can't be fucking arsed.
Don't. It's shocking. I'm mad that I fucking paid the bank of the most horrible woman in the world to go watch it.
Yeah. Well, you read all the books, so I get why you'd go.
Yeah. It was one of those things I reluctantly.
Well, at that point,
still
it's
caved.
probably more of a curiosity thing.
Yeah, I think it was. It really was a lot of just like.
If I had read all the books, and I like the movies, but I haven't watched them in years, and now it's just kind of feels like it's ruined to the extent where I don't really care enough to go and watch it when I've heard it's better than the second one.
Oh yeah, it is, but it's still.
But I can't be fucked anymore.
It's still another comparison to Sea Devils. Is that it's just so uninspired. Like the filmmaking in Fantastic Beasts films, and I feel like this current era of Doctor Who is really uninspired. Like there's rare times in this series or Chibnall's era where there's like a really good moment of direction where like there's a great bit of blocking mixed with camera work and performance. Like it's all just like people saying things the same, and it's just reverse shot of the characters talking. They don't do anything like exciting with it and stuff. Sometimes they change the lens, and I'm like, great, nice one. They shook it up, but like in Moffat's era in particular, there's so many beats that are like just really well directed stuff, like callbacks to previous episodes and the way it's shot.
Look at something like Heaven Sent, for example, which I know that one always brings up, but there's a reason why everyone does.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful episode.
It totally is. I actually think I don't think it's overrated. I think it's so just in what it gets.
So good.
But I think that there's actually better moments of direction in other episodes that people don't pay attention to and don't see.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, some cool shit.
But you're right, though. It does feel... Sorry,
inspired, man. Oh my god.
Sounds like I got a frog in my throat, what the fucking saying is.
Rabbit.
Ribbit? Bounce? Bunnies?
Easter.
Easter.
This is a 50% Easter special.
Yeah.
We should have
Easter
brought
eggs.
each other Easter eggs or something.
Oh, sorry, man. Fuck. Sorry. You're right though. It does. The worst part is it does feel so uninspired. I don't feel any love for the show. I generally don't think that. I'm serious. I really don't think Chris gives a fuck. Like I really don't think he does.
Yeah, reading all these interviews lately where he's like,
I wanted to leave.
and look, I don't blame him. All of it makes me think that Chibs is a great guy, and he sounds
fair
like
enough.
he sounds like a good leader of a team that is just like, we're humans. This is just a job, which I think, as much as I kind of think that's good because you can tell that Chibnall and Moffat aged millions of years whilst working on Doctor Who. Their love for the show really does shine through in those areas, whereas this one feels like an era where it's like, they rock up to set at 7 a.m. and they'll leave at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and that's it. They don't think about it outside of that. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that's how it is. I'm sure they do. Obviously, it's filmmaking. So much love and craft goes into it, but I just think it doesn't shine through in this era. And I'm not entirely sure why. It doesn't feel like it's being made by a team that's excited about it, which it might be, but it doesn't feel like it watching it.
Yeah, you're right. And this is the first time I think as well that I really do feel like COVID really affected it. And that wouldn't help at all. An already struggling production. I don't know. I keep thinking about Torchwood and how like maybe Chibbers should have just like maybe produced these, maybe been like Matt Stevens and just produced it.
Yeah, maybe.
Written a few episodes here and there.
Yeah.
Something that wasn't this. Again, if I didn't know Russell was coming back, I would think the show would be in like a really dark place. If its future was undecided, I really wouldn't know what to think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to feel. I really think we need someone like I'm so happy Russell's coming back, but I almost feel like you got to question what kind of place. I'm almost embarrassed now to say that, like someone was asking me yesterday about if the new Doctor had been announced. I was like, no, not yet, but the writer who brought the show back in 2005 is coming back, and it does sound desperate because it's like they knew it worked and they knew how he brought it back. And as much as I'm happy as he's coming back, I really wish we could. It would have been nice to have someone new because. That way, the show wouldn't be afraid to take some risks, and they know it works to have a...
Wow, this guy across the road is... it's like he's building an entire house or something over there,
He loves that that Easter Monday double pay.
That Easter Monday grind.
That being said, I actually did like the... as much as you're right, I don't believe their relationship. I do feel like it's just hacked on. One of the best things I can take away from that scene, though, is I love the way that the Doctor's never... And this is such a great message to show to like kids and adults and stuff. Like, the Doctor's never ever been fussed about he/her sexuality, and I think that's a great message to put out to the world because it's never been a big deal. I think Jodie delivered the lines really great. You didn't even feel like she was like reading off a script when she was like said about the wife, which I believe was referring to River.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was a different man then, and then like all that stuff. And I think they've always handled... there's a similar scene with Peter in World Enough and Time where he's talking to Bill about how Time Lords just never gave a fuck about sexuality.
Yeah, man.
There's so much bigger things to discuss. And I think that's a great message to deliver to kids and adults watching it. I thought that scene was really good. And I like how it was a similar scene in School Reunion back in season 2 when David says to... Or the Doctor says to Rose that, I get older, like you don't.
Yeah.
And it's the curse of the Time Lords. And it was a very similar scene where Jodie said, I would like to, if there was anyone it could be, it would be you, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Did you think they were going to have a little peck? I thought I could see a peck coming.
Yeah. I thought I could see it coming. But I also, the ending didn't work for me because it was like, they're sat on the beach and... the Doctor's like, why can't we just live in the moment and not worry about the future? I'm like, doesn't that imply that you guys should just be together then?
So you're contradicting what you just said.
Yeah, like she's saying that, like she's saying we should live in the moment and not worry about this relationship and stuff. But it's like living in the moment would be having the relationship and dealing with the repercussions of her having to lose her in the future, right? I don't know what the message is. It's fuck.
Also, I hated that line from... It's like, my nan always said that it's bravery to do things that are going to hurt you. What the fuck does that mean? That's so stupid. I hate that line. That's not true.
I don't know.
Shut the fuck up. That is so dumb.
Sometimes I think Chibnall's trying to like make t-shirts that have like quotes on them and stuff.
They just got the phone box.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well...
We talked about the centenary a little bit. There's some cool photos going around of the Doctor and Dan in the orange spacesuit, which is cool.
That's fun. They got it in the last episode.
They did.
Jodie would not have worn it.
I think that's good.
But
now
she does.
We know that Ace and that's back. We know the Master's back. Ashad.
What the fuck? The lone Cyberman is back.
Maybe they'll give him a better ending, please.
Although he didn't get turned into a toy soldier.
Yeah, so he's not. I don't know. I don't know if he's dead when that happens.
The Master keeps him in his pocket.
Daleks are back again.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm so sick of Daleks and Cybermen just being in the background for no fucking reason.
It's so annoying because I feel like we've not had a proper good Dalek story since bloody Pete's Series 9 two-parter, right? Because they're in the pilot for like a tiny bit, and then they're in Resolution, but it doesn't quite feel like a Dalek story because there's only a Dalek there. Like it's a Dalek alien, you got the tentacle, you got this guy, which we haven't referenced, which is kind of funny.
Oh, was it even him shot? I didn't think it was in the frame.
Slightly in frame.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
what episode are you talking about? Sorry.
So Resolution, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck that.
It's just the Dalek squid for the whole episode,
on the back, just controlling.
Yeah, so
Kenneth Bernie's and
it's not really like a solid Dalek story, I don't think. And then you have Revolution, which is probably the closest thing to a solid Dalek story we've had in the Chibnall era.
I liked Eve, but it was nothing to.
But Eve's like such a small scale thing.
Yeah, it was nothing to run home about.
Revolution is just like I don't know. I guess it is a big Dalek story, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it. They don't. It's just the bronze Daleks just shooting shit up. You know,
the Doctor needs to be stopped.
Like it's just.
What is the meaning of this?
You like things like Stolen Earth and things like that, which obviously, it is just a Dalek invasion story. But getting to see more of the Daleks, like Dalek Khan coming back in the fucked up way. You have the Supreme Dalek, and you have Davros, and you're building that Dalek world.
What he was doing
in this era, it's just like the Daleks are just like.
The Doctor
just coming in
needs
and doing
to be
shit.
Stopped.
They're just there, and I don't know. They're just boring, aren't they?
They are. I can just tell already what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
Nothing.
3 scenes. Yeah.
Nothing. Fuck all.
3 scenes of we must stop the Doctor.
We must
stop the Doctor.
Where is the Doctor? We must stop her.
What I am keen for. It looks like we're gonna get a remix between Ace and the Dalek. There's that classic GIF of Ace beating up the white Dalek.
Okay.
One of the shots in the trailer is Ace whacking a Dalek and it sparks flying off.
Cool. So Ace is back.
Yeah, Ace is back, as well as Jeanette Fielding, I think her name is, who's Tegan.
I saw.
So you've seen Tegan.
I've seen both of these characters.
Yeah, you have.
In our classic rewatch. So Earthshock and Survival, I saw them in.
Yes.
They've never had an episode together.
They've never come back to the show since.
But they've never met each other because they're on the phone together in the trailer. It's like
because they do Comic Cons.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Ace, I saw you at that Comic Con.
Yeah.
No.
So
they must.
I don't think
past companions must know of each other, I guess.
They're all like good friends because they all do Comic Cons together.
No, I meant.
Oh right.
in the show, you dickhead. Because they're calling each other.
Yeah, they're besties.
Because they're like, Ace, I haven't seen the Doctor in.
I don't know. I think they're like
years.
Recruited by unit.
It's been so long.
It's so on the nose. Like she's like, I've not seen the Doctor in 40 years, mate. I don't know why I'm doing an Australian accent when I'm Australian.
G'day, Ace.
Good day, Ace. I've not seen the Doctor in 40 years since I left the show in 1983 or 4 or
3.
Yeah. And then Ace is like, "Don't worry, I can't go back. I can't do British now. Oi, love. I've not been.
It's like a man.
I've not seen the Doctor in 30 years." Because I left the show in 1989.
Maybe we'll finally get a canon reason to why she left.
Yeah, I just thought, literally as you were saying that, I just had that same thought.
That's nice, because...
That would be cool. The Doctor left me.
I saw you, we were fighting cats.
It'll be the classic, the Doctor left me to go fight in the Time War.
Classic.
Dun, dun, dun,
What's the Time War, Doctor?
Time War.
Don't worry, Yaz, I can't talk about it right now. She kind of had it like that. She's like, I can never... She's like, my life is so fucked up. I can't. She's literally like, I'm just a shit person, and that's what it's like.
Yeah,
and life's gonna move on. And I needed more scenes like that because at least they're shit, but at least they're character pieces. Like,
yeah, at least it pushes shit forward.
You look at a show like Better Call Saul, which comes back tomorrow, which is amazing.
Which massively overshadowed my hype for this episode.
100%.
Like,
but that show,
just because you know it's gonna be good,
it's just a character piece. It's character pieces, and it's so great. And you look at a show like that, and you really do feel like, we're living in the golden age of TV. Like, Doctor Who really needs to
be good,
to pull up its socks a little bit, because we're in the golden age of TV. It can't keep getting away with the idea that, it's just a campy sci-fi show.
Yeah, which it very much feels like at the moment. I saw a thing that was like a tweet, and the guy... It was like one of those things where it's like, post your most controversial Doctor Who opinion, and some guy was like, the classic Doctor Who's not been good for... Not that it's not been good. It's like Doctor Who isn't the massive show that it used to be, and it's not been for the past decade or half a decade or something. And everyone was like giving him shit for it. It's like, oh, you're such a hater. And he was like, no, I actually don't mind the current era, but you can't lie that it's kind of got to where it is in the 80s again, where it's like a show that people just kind of are a little bit ashamed to talk about sometimes, and they're like, "Yeah, I like Doctor Who." You know,
But it's been like
in the 80s, it was getting
lived
so
by the
like, even though it gets back on track and pretty solid, but it gets so like campy sci-fi that, you know, that's some people's cup of tea, but for the general audience, it becomes like, oh, that campy sci-fi show. That's where I feel like Who kind of is at the moment. I feel like that's kind of true.
It's live, die, repeat, you know. You die from a terrible episode, a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, you get a new episode, and everyone's like, oh, we'll watch it. Then you die. I feel like I'm watching something like The Walking Dead now, which is like literally, which is a dying show. It is The Walking Dead because
It is, yep.
I tune in every week and I think something's going to happen and it doesn't.
I can't believe you tune into that. But then again, we tune into this.
Well, it's on a break now. It's got 6 more episodes left, so I'll finish it. But what sucks is that I feel like if this episode's on tonight and like someone like my mum or my dad is just like cooking dinner and they chuck it on in the background, I would be pretty embarrassed for them to watch it because I don't feel like it's an episode they can just throw on and be like, oh, you know, Doctor Who's kind of good these days. Maybe we'll start from the beginning of her era.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's Easter. You're gonna have family around. People are gonna be watching it
that's
that
a good point.
aren't really gonna be like fans. A tradition of putting on a Doctor Who episode on like a holiday of Easter or Christmas was that like it was meant to be maybe a stepping stone to watching the show, and I don't see how you can put on. I'm pretty embarrassed by this episode, to be honest. I'm pretty embarrassed, and I hate to say that. I'm being a negative Nancy. But
Fuck off, Nancy.
sorry.
I'm assuming you didn't notice
Nancy
Sagana
Hannon.
Canola's score.
No, it was shit. I noticed it once in the
I
beginning.
enjoyed it at the first half, and then it just returned to just like do.
No, honestly, Gunnar Canola didn't reply to me on Instagram when I said send us a message.
He listened to the podcast and was like, "Nope."
I DM'd Sagana Canola to see if he'd send in a video message for the podcast, and needless to say, he didn't open it. He hates the podcast, Aiden.
You know what the best thing about this episode was the ending of the episode and how smooth it went into the coming soon trailer. It wasn't like, you know, in the Moffat era, every episode ends and it's like the score is like building. It's like da 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 doo, next time. Like it just like it always interrupts the flow of the ending. I always find this felt very smooth. I liked it.
That's the one thing I saw whilst watching the episode. I didn't go on my phone, but then it buzzed up and I just saw a tweet from Aiden on 50% saying, why is no one talking about that transition into the next one trailer? So the whole like last 5 minutes I was like waiting for it, and I saw it and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good actually.
It's just smooth. It just felt really
what
smooth.
She say? She's like, nothing can last. It's like, can this last forever?
Yeah,
and then it goes,
which was nice.
Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, just the sound design like flowed real nice through, I think. So quickly to address the
squid in the room.
Yeah, that's it. The squid in the room.
This is our little buddy.
For anyone listening, it's an Octomoody, one of the flippy.
I didn't know this was a TikTok sensation because I haven't got TikTok.
Neither do I. I just know it from Nick.
Yeah, our girlfriends love TikTok. So,
yeah, they're silly.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So we'll have this on the table every episode. If it's a good episode, we'll be like this. If it's bad, we'll be like this. And unfortunately today for Legend of the Sea Devils, folks, didn't you say you've already got one called Squidgy?
We got Squishy and Squashy is
Okay, this will be called, we'll call it Peter.
Peter.
Pete?
Peter Malark. Sorry, I've just finished watching the Hunger Games for the first time, and so Peter Malark is a...
Yeah, because when I said in 50%, when I said in the 100th episode, I said we went to go see Catch and Fly and said I've never seen that movie, and then I saw on your letterbox you'd watched the first movie.
Yeah, so now I've watched all of them.
So you just wanted to watch them?
Yeah, Nick and I were just watching something, because there's not a lot of stuff that we can watch together, because she likes Kardashians and everything like that.
New seasons.
And I like good TV. Yeah, the new season is out, unfortunately.
I bet you're excited for that.
I am. I'm like, fuck off. I've got Better Call Saul starting. That's
yeah. I read. They're probably the only series I've read.
Wow.
I read all the books.
Wow.
All 3.
Interesting. Not the prequel book?
Oh, that's out, isn't it? That's been out.
They're making a movie.
I can't be fucked.
Well, yeah, every movie gets worse. And for me it was like...
the books are good, so the movies were fine.
Yeah.
The books were good.
The first movie's good. Really good, I think.
Yeah.
And then they get worse. Yeah, it was just a good thing that Nick and I could just kind of watch together, and I was like, yeah, it's got merit behind it. It just kind of loses inspiration towards the end. So I move on to Australia's favourite segment for today.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for Just Twitter Tings. So we'll smash through this pretty quick this week. We're running out of time. Just Twitter Tings is the segment where we want to know what you guys thought of the episode over on Twitter and Instagram. So I asked for your guys' opinions on Legend of the Sea Devils. We have one thing here from the Now That's What I Call Comedy podcast that says, Curse the Black Spot was better.
I agree.
I don't know. They're both pretty.
I agree.
I'll read. Dylan's got a review from Letterboxd that he sent through, and then he spoke a lot after that, which I'll just sum up. But he goes, was that it? He gave it 2.5 stars to start with. Was that it? All of the hype, and for what? A mediocre outing with side characters I don't care about? The 13th cementing herself as the ultimate Doctor of Exposition? Sure, the Doctor and Yaz stuff is nice, but it's too little too late. Dan sticks out like a sore thumb. He feels like an afterthought. I still don't understand why he's on the TARDIS. Because banter. That's why. Very disappointed with this one. Not even going to start on the Sea Devils. Because what was that? Tegan and Ace. Hopefully the next one's better. And
that's
then
what
he
we say
just...
every time a children episode ends. Hopefully the next one's better.
And then he went... Yeah, we do actually... he went on for quite a bit to say that, you know, he's been optimistic since the series... since series 11. But just constantly feels, let down.
Yeah, I feel like that's the general feeling from everyone.
Yeah, he just seems very defeated now. Everything I love about the show just isn't there anymore, so I'm admitting defeat. 5 years of nothing. I'm sorry to put a downer on everything, but these are my feelings. Being on RTD, because I'm more than ready to welcome him back to my favourite show. Yeah, not good at all, he said.
I agree with everything he's been saying recently. Like, I totally agree with all of that.
Wow. I don't know. I don't mind. I don't hate that this era exists. It's just
I don't hate
nice
it
if it was a
exists.
bit
I just
better.
think that like we're feeling the fatigue a little bit.
Yeah.
Literally 100% no on do people like it.
Fucking hell, really?
Fishy Man. I got Fishy Man sent to me from you, Aiden.
Yeah, that was my review for Connor.
Spoilers. Alright, well that was okay. This is from Jacob, by the way. That was okay. Firstly, what was going on with the action scenes, POV shots of the devils attacking were just bad.
Yeah, they were.
They all feel completely flat for me. The rest of the episode was just boring 4 out of 10. However, I want to discuss the main problem. We're not in this episode, but the same. I like to leave the Daleks' problem is the next time trailers. After Eve of the Daleks, most of the discussions I saw was a return of the Sea Devils, and they got the classic fans excited for the new episode. However, when more people are getting excited to talk about the trailer more in the episode, there's something wrong. Yeah,
breathe, Connor, breathe.
The same might happen with this episode because as some it was finished my time. Oh, sorry. The same. This is what happens when I don't read. This is what happens when I don't read fast because I swear I might be a bit dyslexic. The same might happen with this episode because as soon as it was finished, my timeline had people discussing Ace's return, the Master, and the regeneration. First thing, Chibnall brings back Classic Companions. Is not hyping for the next episode because I haven't watched Classic, and it's my problem. I don't know. But it would be interesting to see if this actually works to get more people interested in the episode. However, it does seem like a cheap trick, as it seems that they are bringing back these characters such as the Sea Devils just to pop the ratings, and that doesn't seem interesting to the storyline.
You know what I've got to say?
What?
You know what I've got to say? Oh, fuck.
Don't mind us. Just don't give out your card details. A lot of sharks out there.
Twat! Quite! It sounds like twat.
So this
Sea Devil calls Jodie a twat.
There's a line in the episode where the Sea Devil says, quiet! But it sounds like twat.
Twat!
It just sounds like he's going, twat!
Twat! Twat!
That's funny. Is there much left from Jacob?
Yeah, just take No Way Home for example. They could just brought back Toby and Andrew, but you get people in the cinema. But they used they used it as basically saying Kate come back. I think Chibnall's a nice guy, but I really feel disappointed in what he puts out recently. However, as much as I'm not a fan of the Doctor's companion relationship with Yaz and 13, it's great for Doctor Who community. And I know RTD will continue this in his run. Stories was long and negative one. So my question is, what's your favourite part of Chibnall's era?
So Jacob's question is, what's your favourite part of the Chibnall era? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think my favourite part about his era is that it's just been different. And even though I don't agree with it, it just has been different. You know, it's just been different. I don't like that, but Well, that's not really my favorite part, but still, whatever.
Because so much of it for me is just like, yeah, it's all right. I don't know what stands out. Maybe just the fact that they did what they did through COVID is a big thing for me. But I guess that's not something that I particularly enjoyed about the show. Maybe it was nice to have, even though Flux didn't stick the landing in the end, it was nice to have that 6-part adventure. I think was
that
my,
was
my
really
favorite
cool.
part.
Yeah, maybe that was my favorite part.
Yeah. And I
And
like
it
that
was
he
different.
tried things. I like that he did try things.
That's what I mean by different.
He had balls, man.
Now get ready for his regeneration episode, which will most probably piss us all off.
It's interesting. You see Jodie start to regenerate.
Oh god, they
Which
always
obviously must be like a different, like it's not
Yeah.
her actual regeneration, right?
They always do stuff like that. I remember when they showed Pete.
Yeah, lie
and
the
it was
land.
just well done!
So
Well
dumb.
done! And all the soldiers start clapping.
Yeah. Good girl! And he claps. Yeah, that's
It was
it.
just like...
Dun, 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 dun,
Apparently you can
dun,
fake
dun.
regenerations now.
That's it. Have you never seen him do that before?
Yep, in this episode coming up.
That's right. It's
It's-
fake. She seems very sad though. She's like, yes. She seems scared. Is the best word. Yeah.
Who gives a monkey's
I'm
second
so
life?
interested to see how it's going to carry over into Russell's era because, like, the whole we don't know how much they knew about if the show was continuing or not when the centenary was filmed.
Judging by this shit, I don't think so.
Mm.
Did you hear Children was like, I don't expect Russell to continue on anything that I've done.
Yeah.
And Russell's like, you would be correct. Because no one in their right mind would continue on what you've done. I'm sorry.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a bit harsh.
Oh yeah, what do you
what do you
it is
rate
harsh.
it
I don't
out
give a
of 10?
fuck. Why? What do you give it?
I was gonna say 6.5, but after this conversation, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Give it a 3.
Fuck.
You give it something that high? Really?
Well, I enjoyed watching it.
Fuck! What a negative review.
It's a moment on the hips. No, a moment
on the lips.
A moment on the lips and
a
a,
lifetime in my heart.
in my pain.
I hate it because like this is. I always love doing new episodes with you, but I just feel like this has been so negative.
Yeah, Eve was fun because we
Eve was
enjoyed
so
that
fun,
one.
and
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed Eve a lot, and I really like Flux. Flux my life. This episode was shit.
Yeah, well, that's a shame.
It is. Anyway, let's hope that whatever this episode is called coming up in October, which is such a huge spoiler apparently.
Something of the something.
The Death of the Doctor.
Time is that an episode?
Yeah, that's a Sarah Jane Adventure episode.
Ah, it is too. That's right.
The only other episode that Russell actually wrote, and it's for Matt Smith's Doctor.
So just comparing, this is the lowest Chibnall episode we've reviewed in terms of your rating.
Wait, we gave Vanquishers a 4.
We both gave
That's
Vanquishers a
pretty
4.
harsh.
That's not great.
But I'd take that over what we got today.
Really?
Any day of the week.
No. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, you're wrong.
Fucking. It's
You
that-
can't have an opinion.
At least that was
Wrong.
kind of fun.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. You're so wrong.
Wrong.
Fuck, where did we review Revolution? Okay, well, Revolution we overhyped, didn't we?
Oh god. Pff. If I could take that back, I would.
Yeah, but I said 7.25 and you said 6.
Okay, that's actually less than I remember giving it. But
But
I was on that Jack hype.
yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gave Eve of the Daleks an 8, and now this a 3. And I gave Eve a 7.75, and this a 6. So
Okay, I thought Eve was fun. Like,
it is fun. Yeah, I actually can see myself revisiting
yeah,
Eve.
I could see
I
myself
really
revisiting
want to
it.
rewatch it. Yeah,
It was just fun.
it was
And
fun.
my problems I have with it really just didn't bother me as much as they did in this episode. Because I feel like at least I was watching it. I cheered. I punched the air. I did a backflip.
Jodie did a backflip. Did you see that in the episode?
Whoa!
Oh, spinny, spinny, litty
I
titty.
honestly don't think I'm going to watch this episode for years again.
Interesting. Until we do the rewatch podcast of the rewatch podcast, where we have to listen to our episodes and watch
Yeah.
the episode.
Do you reckon we'll ever do like a revisited?
Maybe we'll do like a Flux revisited and
Yeah,
do all of
like
it
a
together.
season something revisited.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Like if we could watch a whole season of Torchwood, like I'm sure we could.
We'll just keep
watch
recycling our
10
content.
episodes of. Yeah, you got to do something to film for the time in Miami.
That's right. All right, guys. Next week we're finally kicking off with series 8. A deep breath. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, finally we're doing Deep Breath.
We are finally doing
You can
Deep
finally
Breath.
hear the story that we've been teasing.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, we'll finally tell you our Deep Breath watch experience.
Yeah.
Let's watch Deep Breath.
Yep. I haven't watched it yet. I know you have.
I have watched it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. Find us on YouTube with the videos and extra bonus videos at the 50% Doctor Who YouTube channel. We're sorry we're a little bit negative Nancy's, a little bit down
Seems
the
like everyone
dumps
is, though,
today.
so I don't feel too bad anymore.
I don't know. I've not read hate. I've not read hate speeches. Sounds like Dylan seemed mad and Jacob seemed mad.
That's the only people who watch Doctor Who, isn't it?
Just a bunch of
I saw
mad
quite a
boys.
few people upset about it on Twitter.
All right, Connor.
Quentin reviews for one.
While I surround myself with positivity and love,
These ain't people who like are hating just to hate. I feel like.
people
I
like
would
you.
never hate people.
Thank you.
Fuck you. Fuck this episode. I hated it. I'm over it. I'm gonna go home and cry. I'm hungry.
I'm very fucking hell, dude. I'm starving.
You going out for lunch or something? Because I'm getting
No,
some lunch. Now.
I'm just a hungry boy.
I'm saying to my girlfriend, we're going. If you're not there, I'm going by myself. I'm going to eat. I'm starving. I barely ate last night. You know what? Being a vegetarian, pescatarian is so hard because like when you go to places like Easter and Christmas, it's all just like pork and chicken, and I can't eat that stuff.
you just gotta have the chocolate.
No,
That's
I had tuna fillets, which I bought myself. I literally bought tuna fillets with me
Wow.
because you can't expect that shit to be there.
No. Well, you should, but no one will. No one will
Nah.
do it. You know.
No one cares about veggies anymore.
That's it. No.
I'll just eat a carrot in the corner and fucking shut up.
That's what I do. Whenever you don't like an episode, I'll be like, "Come on, Connor, just fucking have this, mate."
Eat my carrot.
And you just nibble away.
Make
Yeah.
it see in the cinema.
Thanks for watching and listening, guys. And we'll do Deep Breath next week. This has been episode 104 of the pod. You can't just. I need to know a cue to sing. You need to count me in so we can sing the song together. Finish this god awful episode.
Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's eight. We're still out of time. And Connor's podcast. We're doing Doctor Who reviews. We're doing Doctor Who reviews.
But thank God we got Deep Breath next because I need that in my veins right now.
Inject it into me. That's me from Deep
I
Breath.
haven't danced all episode. There you go.